Welcome to the breakdown where we break down all the messed up movies. Today is February 23rd, the anniversary of the disturbing breakdown. The first breakdown was I Spit on Your Grave, so I figured we should do a similar movie. Thriller, A Cruel Picture, directed by Alex Fridolinski, starring Christina Lindberg as Madeline, a girl who is mute after childhood trauma and is kidnapped by a pimp to serve his clients. She later takes revenge on everyone with her ultra combat skills. Would you believe this character in movie inspired Kill Bill? And most definitely the character Elle Driver. You're gonna have to purchase the movie to view it, but let's have some fun and talk about it today. So 5-year disturbing breakdown anniversary, say this with me, okay? If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown. Cue the Gohan. A brat is running through the forest, giving worthless leaves to silly old men who can barely spin without realizing he's getting too old. But then blood drops out of his mouth. What is happening to him? Even this breathing is scary and gnarly. So he abused her, but gladly he was arrested. Unfortunately, this affects her so much that she never talks again. She's as quiet as Link even 15 years later. And even worse, these older ladies say that old man never went to prison for what he did. Her name is Madeline, but sometimes she is called Frigga too. She's on the way to treatment, but misses the bus. That's when this lonely driver pops up, showing all of us what a bad idea hitchhiking can be. Well, he's quite convincing. Tony is his name, and he's an obnoxious rich guy who never stops talking. He takes her to a fancy restaurant, ordering things so expensive you can't pronounce them. So I know I'm loud on my channel, but this is how quiet I am in real life. She has to write to him to communicate like Comey. Afterwards, he takes her back to his flat, but he has drugs hidden away. He doesn't take a sip of the drink he's given her, because he's drugged it. Now, he sits and waits for the drug to take effect. She passes out, and it turns out that Tony is the leader of a sex trafficking operation. A doctor comes over and injects her with heroin. Now, they seem to be actually injecting the syringe into the actress, so I want to be wary of showing that, but I believe that's just a saline solution instead of actual heroin. Days pass and she finally wakes up. She tries running away but is slapped unconscious, sleeping again for days, and injected with even more heroin. And more days pass. He tells her that she is now addicted to heroin and won't last without it. If you cooperate with me, everyone will be happy. She knees his testes and runs out. She does a good job running, but it's not enough. Plus, it's been days. She has no energy. One day, while trapped in the room, she finds a letter crafted by Tony, pretending as if Madeline wrote it to explain why she ran away. Her parents read the letter, heartbroken at the things they believe her daughter is saying. They believe their daughter hates them. Her first customer is today. He tells her to take her clothes off, but she walks up and drags her nails across his face. Even in a hopeless situation, she continues to fight back. However, punishment is tough, and Tony removes her eye. Shame she doesn't have my chance powers. There's one customer she is forced with that mostly takes pictures of her agony. One of the other trapped women named Sally talks to her about the dependency on heroin. It's all that keeps her going. She tried leaving once, ran back to her mom, only to be kidnapped and abused. She plans on running away to Switzerland to go to rehab once she earns enough money, but that'll take at least a year. Some of the scenes where Madeline is forced with clients is straight up vintage corn. Though I do not believe that's the actual cast, I believe the director just spliced in hardcore scenes that looked like it was the cast. Another night, Madeline comforts Sally this time. Madeline receives a letter written by her parents. They believe their daughter hates them, and they say they have nothing to live for anymore. You can feel the sadness on their face, heartbroken that their daughter hates them so much. But remember, that was just a lie written by Tony to cover for his kidnapping. Her parents offed themselves. Soon, she sneaks away from Tony, seeing her parents really are dead. She was too late. This scene reminds me of I Spit on Your Grave when Jennifer is walking into the church to tell God that she will administer justice herself. So, Madeline, Is it time to administer justice yourself? Madeline begins taking lessons in karate, though I wonder if this black belt is really about that action. Gun lessons and driving lessons also make her an OP character. Luckily, Tony is allowing her to roam, knowing she'll be back because of the heroin dependency. Still, she continues her lessons in karate, fast and furious driving, and markswoman skills. In fact, they dedicate plenty of screen time to show her determination despite being constantly abused by Tony and his customers. Soon she even starts learning advanced sparring, military techniques on par with Dale Detroit urban survival. Madeline later finds out from Tony that Sally is gone. He says that she left to another job, but really she was killed. Madeline finds her bed covered in blood. Sally was the one person she could trust and gave her hope for a better future, but now she is dead. Someone gored her like they did my Chan, but that only rebuilds her determination. Yeah, use those Dale Detroit survival techniques. She really skadoodled that dude. And she's a markswoman who's better than her own teacher now. She buys a car, ready to dispatch the people who ruined her life. She literally creates a sawed-off shotgun to suit her needs and then sits in her car for 5 minutes to prepare. It's like buffing up before a hard boss battle. Here she is, rolling up to a house like the execution squad. This is the house of one of her abusers. As soon as he answers the door, he's executed with 2 bloody shots. Word passes quick, and Tony warns Madeline's other assaulters that they are in danger. They just don't know how close the Grim Reaper is to collect her due. She breaks into the meeting and executes this customer like a mafia hit. Next is this woman who also assaulted her a lot. Last is Tony, narrowly dodging bullet spray. I'm surprised he got away, but he believes that Madeline's heroin addiction will catch up to her, so he has his henchmen set a trap. She finds another heroin dealer along the docks, but she senses the trap and completely assassinates the henchmen one by one. The police are alerted and race to the scene. They find and arrest Madeline, but she uses her military combatant skills to defeat the 2 officers. In slow motion, of course. I don't know why they are padding so much here. I might have sped it up a little, but this is how it really looks. Literally, this goes on for almost 5 minutes. That was stupid, I'm not gonna mince words. And then she steals their car. She uses the police car sirens to get an advantage on the streets, but drives recklessly, causing all kind of ruckus on the road. Unfortunately, this takes points away from Madeline's revenge. You get a thumbs down. She's causing fatal wrecks by driving recklessly. Innocents die because she drives like an idiot. I'm disappointed, Frigga. Time for the final mission. Finally, we have a gunfight that's not in slow motion. This is how all the fight scenes should have been. She runs after Tony, but he escapes. She then sends him a letter asking him for a proper duel between the two. A duel to end all duels. She looks cool, I'm not gonna lie, like really freaking cool. Probably my favorite part about the movie is how cool she looks. Tony arrives, asking her to put down the gun and talk it out. Surprisingly, she does just what he asks. He pulls his gun out. However, she laid a booby trap, pulling it with her leg and shooting Tony in his knee. As he hurls to the ground, she shoots him 2 more times in the other knee. Next, she ties him up like a Red Dead bounty and has this horse drag him down the path. She digs him into the earth, wrapping the rope around his head, and watches Tony suffocate when the horse gets thirsty. The movie ends as she gets back into the police car and rides off to the future, most likely going to Switzerland for rehab. But the movie ends similar to how it began, a police car in the distance. Let's talk about the most disturbed moment, the most enjoyed moment in Thriller. I liked Thriller, not as much as I Spit on Your Grave, but the character speaks for herself. Ironically, Grim Reaper Madeline was the best part of the movie. I just wish they added more action instead of having to slow down what they did have. Jennifer Hills and even the character from Lady Vengeance were writing notes about this movie. Take out the hardcore corn that was spliced in and add destruction of non-innocent people, and you got a top tier one right here. Still, it was great. It's a shame this movie isn't streaming anywhere though. Most disturbing moment is probably the eye cutting. Even though it was literally a split second, it reminded me of Guinea Pig a little. Anything else was just a product of the times. We've seen too much to get disturbed by anything else in this movie. Most enjoyable moment was the shotgun execution scene. That seems to be the one scene that everyone has seen before. Really makes you want to go watch Kill Bill. And that's it. Thanks for joining me. I got some more similar movies here, like this one. You can watch my very first video, I Spit on Your Grave, disturbing breakdown. I was younger, a little more stupid, but still a classic. Or you can watch Bedeviled. Bedeviled might be my favorite overall video that I've made. I want to make a remake of that movie. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more messed up stuff. Thanks for watching. Spooky out.